Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome into another edition of the WV Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Dan Savarino. Pleased to be joined with the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Wrestling Team, Rob Anspach. Coach, how's it going?
I'm doing well. You?
Well, two matches this past week. First, the home match against Binghamton. You come back and get the victory on Senior Day. What did you like from the squad?
I thought that the guys did a nice job going out there and controlling the positions and just really wrestled an all-around good match in all three positions, dominated throughout, and it's a great job.
3 of 4 graduating seniors are going to end up, obviously, get the wins in that match. But what did you like that you saw from each of them? What do you miss the most from all these guys? Even something like Joe Booth, who's only been here for 1 year.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with those guys has been their work ethic and how they've matured. Well, I'll talk about Luke and Jamie because they've been with the program for 5 years now, and Joe's brought a different element to us, coming in as a 6th-year guy really, who's had a lot of experience from a different program but has had success. So he came in already kind of established, and guys kind of gravitated to him and his work ethic. But you got guys like Luke and Jamie. The biggest thing that I like about them is they struggled their freshman year. I think Jamie had 5 wins as a true freshman, and Luke had 12. And he was 12 and 13. Jamie was like 5 and 17. And now you look at a guy like Luke, who's ranked 7th in the country, and Jamie, who's ranked in the country, and you just you wonder how that happened. And it just doesn't happen because they think about it real hard. They put the time into it. They put the extra workouts in. They did the things that are necessary to get better. Because the one thing we talk about all the time is just because you're a year older doesn't make you a year better. Not in sports anyways, and because you're seeing freshmen come into Division I college and do great things. So being a year older doesn't make you a year better. What gets you better is actually putting time and effort in it, and they have shown that each and every year they get a little bit better, so they're at the point where they are now, where they're going to be guys that are going to be looking to be All-Americans come the end of the season.
Well, you look at Sunday's match against Ryder, and that's a tough one where the team wasn't really able to get together. You lose 6 of the 10 matches. Close matches for everybody, even the guys you expect to get wins from. So how do you move on from that?
Yeah, I thought we wrestled, it was a tough match because I thought we wrestled pretty well. And we just didn't wrestle well enough to get the wins in some of those matches. I thought, Jamie was a perfect example where it was probably the best I've seen him on his feet. But he did a couple things in other positions where I don't normally see him. He got ridden out for an entire minute and a half in the third period, and when that stuff happens, you're like, it's unusual for Jamie. So we saw some good things from his neutral position and some things that we really need to work on the mat. So overall it was a pretty good effort by the team, just not good enough to get the win. So we need to really come back and focus on what each individual got beat by. I don't think there was one thing that the team got beat with. It wasn't like, we couldn't get out here, we couldn't take people down. It wasn't like that. It was, each individual guy had something that was just keeping them away from winning, and we need to really hone in on that and try and figure that out before this weekend and ultimately before the conference tournament.
Well, 2 guys ended up getting 2 victories this past weekend, Jahani Callender and Cody Ruggiero. Let's first start with Jahani. What have you seen from him, the confidence just from the wrestle loss and then now to where he's getting victories?
Yeah, he's doing a nice job with us. He's a talented kid. He's a redshirt freshman who I think the first 2 matches he went out there was kind of a little like, okay, I'm in the lineup, but I'm not expecting to win. And now we're starting to see that progression to where he's starting to expect himself to win. He did a great job. I mean, he was losing by a point with 8 seconds left and found a way to get the win. And it was exciting. It was a great match for him, and should help propel him to hopefully good matches this weekend out in a very tough place at the national duels. Cody's just been consistent all season. I mean, he's a guy that gets out there, he goes and gets his takedown, he gets on top, and does a nice job. The one thing I like about Cody this weekend, especially in the Sunday match, where typically when Cody gets on top, guys don't get out. This guy got out. And he kept getting out on Cody. So not panicking, he stayed with what he does, kept scoring takedowns, and was able to get a nice win. And he's maturing throughout the season. He's doing a really good job and getting better in the neutral position. He's already really good on top. So if we get him scoring takedowns more consistently against everybody he wrestles, he's going to be a really hard guy to beat.
Now looking forward, it's the NWCA duels this weekend, the national duels. You have Ohio State in the first round, a 14-team bracket. Ohio State, another tough squad. You've seen them before. You've seen a couple of these guys. What are you seeing from this Buckeyes team?
Yeah, I think they're ranked 13th in the country. They're good. They're 25-pounders, top 15, there are 33-pounders top 10, there are 41-pounders a two-time national champion. It goes on and on. There are 97-pounders ranked. So you're going out there, you're wrestling a team that's been battle-tested, has proven that they can win at the end of the year. And if you want to beat teams like that, you've got to go out there and match their confidence first and foremost that you can win that match. You got to know in your mind you can win that match. And then the second thing you got to do is you got to match their intensity. I look at the matchups. I like what we can see when we compete against them. 25 should be a great match. 41 I'm looking for. 49 is going to be good. 65 is a match where I think we're actually favored in. Heavyweight should be a decent match, a good match with two guys that are very comparable. So when I look at who we got drawn against and where we could have been, it's a match where we can have a very good showing against a very good team.
Well, after that, you'll end up facing either Kent State or Iowa State. How do you not look too far ahead in the first one?
Well, yeah, you got to just make sure you're taking care of Ohio State first. You obviously know we're either going to have one of those two teams, win or lose. That's the team we have, and we just did a quick report, quick scouting report on both teams when we were sitting through there, and I think we match up pretty favorably with either team, Iowa State or Kent State. The question is going to be whether or not we see them in the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket. We'd obviously like to be in the winner's bracket moving forward. So, we got to just make sure we take care of Ohio State first. Be focused on that. Be focused on those first guys we're wrestling. We get through that match, then we can talk to the team about, okay, now you have either the guy from Iowa State or Kent State, but we can't. As a team, we can't be talking about those matches before we get to them.
After these national duels, you have Cornell, final EIWA match, and then, of course, the EIWA championships, which, of course, is so important to be able to get to the NCAA tournament. So, overall this weekend, what are you looking to see from the team in general moving forward?
Again, we want to see progression. That's what everything's about. Our sport is unique where you can have the worst regular season in the world and you still qualify for the postseason. And as long as you do it in March, nobody really cares. So we want to see progression. We want to see our guys getting better in positions that we've been working on. We want to see them stop making some of the mistakes they've been making all season long and start tightening things up. So, when you go out against Ohio State, they're going to challenge you and they're going to put you in positions that maybe a Binghamton or a Drexel doesn't put you in. And I want to see how our guys respond to that. And then same thing with the match either against Iowa State or Kent State. Another two quality teams, two quality programs, and they're going to, again, challenge us at a level which is going to be more comparable to what we might see at the EIWAs and the NCAA. So it should be a nice challenge for us. It'll be nice to come back and see where we are with about 3 weeks left in the season before the EIWAs. And obviously Cornell is a strong program, ranked top 10 in the country, the number 2 seed out here. A lot of good young guys, and we will see them yet again as we've seen them probably like 5 times this year already. So nothing new about seeing them. We see them all the time, and just kind of getting prepared for that. But first things first, we got the national duels this weekend, and we got to get ready for that.
Well, it's the national duels this weekend, and then after, of course, as you heard Coach just say, it's Cornell. That'll do for this week's edition of the W. Mason Coaches Report. I'm Dan Savarino. For Rob Anspach, have a good day.